Hey everyone, it's me, the goat Billy. Today is day 4 of backpacking the North Coast Trail. Technically, it's our final day on the trail, but the journey is only halfway over. We'll start the day by visiting the beautiful Laughing Loon Lake, then finish on one of the most incredible beaches on the coast, Bight. Let's get into it.
Looks like a perfect morning so far.
Packed up and ready to go once again. Today is day 4, so I'll be making my way from Laura Creek all the way to Bight. I didn't sleep very well last night, but that's okay. Today will be a pretty light hike compared to the past 3 days, even though it's still a lengthy one. Still a gorgeous morning, no rain. Lucked out so far, so yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about the beginning of today. It's getting on 9 o'clock or so. I think it's time for me to say goodbye to this lovely place, Laura Creek. Goodbye, Laura Creek. It's been a blast.
It's crazy to think that I watched that whole tide just roll in right to that dark line there.
Check out this cook area. It's got a reused table. The best part about all this is it's also got a spectacular view. It's about time to hit the sandy trail. I feel like today is going to be an excellent adventure. Today's journey begins at Laura Creek campsite. Once we depart from there, it will be an easy 1 kilometer hike along the beach until we enter the woods. We don't have to go far to find an excellent source of water at Dakota Creek. There will be a few easy rope climbs today, nothing strenuous like the first couple of days. About 4 kilometers in, we will be at Laughing Loon Lake. Also, another great spot to get some water and take a break. Perhaps, if you're lucky, you will hear some chuckles. Once we depart from Laughing Loon, it's 1.5 kilometers to Nissen Bight East. The water source here is east of the campsite and is out of the way if you are traveling through. We will stroll along this gorgeous place until we reach Nissen Bight West. This site is much more popular because it's right off the Cape Scott Trail. If you want some more peace, head to the east. Once we leave Nissen Bight, we have completed the North Coast Trail. Congratulations! That being said, today's journey is only half over. The remainder of the day will be an easy hike through the forest. No more ropes, ant feet, or any obstacles. Just you and 7 kilometers of bliss, reminiscing on one of the best adventures of your life. Today's journey ends at Bight, and if you ask me, it is the nicest crescent beach on this entire journey. Today's trip will be an easy 14 kilometers with 350 meters of elevation. If you're looking for a little bit of fun, there's a tire swing just west of the Laura Creek campsite. West of the campsite, we are greeted with a beach that can't make up its mind. Sometimes it's fine sand, but most times it's large pebbles. Here's a really good source of water just right before we enter the forest over there. It's maybe 50 meters away. But yeah, this one's flowing pretty good. Pretty darn good. And there's a bit of a dam here, so you can fill up with a plastic bag or one of those water pumps, no problem. All right, onward. Once you see the buoys and a graveyard of driftwood, you know you're on the right path. This next part is a little climb into the woods. Grip on to the ant feet and ascend into the forest. I saw a ribbon with something attached to it on the other side of this tree, this nurse log. Watch out, the stingers will get you. Wasp nests are fairly common when you are hiking. They tend to like dead nurse logs to make their home. Usually, they are up high and out of the way, or off the path. Sometimes, They are in the ground, on the trail, and you won't know until you hear the buzzing. Plankland. It's been a couple of days since we've met. You know what that means. Mud pits. It's best to leave your gaiters on for the entirety of this adventure. You never know when the goop will sneak up on you. Dakota Creek is a great place to fill up on fresh water. If you can wait a bit, Laughing Loon Lake isn't too far away. There are plenty of places to fill up water today. Wouldn't be a North Coast adventure without some rope climbs to end the journey. Don't worry, they aren't as strenuous as the first couple of days. After a day of rest to heal your spaghetti arms, you will be able to tackle these no problem. I found an upside down banana slug on a tree shroom. Look at that little guy. He's just hanging out there having a little snooze. A little safety snooze. This mushroom kind of looks like an egg. I almost want to eat it. Alright, goodbye banana slug. I have made it to Laughing Loon Lake. Behind me you'll see a bunch of lily pads, and unfortunately, no loons. Maybe the laughter comes out during the evening, who knows. The Laughing Loon Lake, it actually kind of sounds like a bar name or a pub name. So if you're looking to get into that business, you can steal that idea from me if you'd like. During this journey, there's only 2 lakes I will be stumbling across. This one, Laughing Loon Lake, and then later on, Eric Lake. So it's pretty refreshing to see a lake after 3 days of hiking along the coast. There's a certain tranquility to it. Anyways, I'm not too much further away from Nissen Bight. Hello, Bog Frog. How do you do today? Laughing Loon Lake is quite boggy. Where I was just standing, it was quite spongy, so be careful if you decide to fill up water out here. It's nice that they constructed a boardwalk to navigate around this mysterious lake. That being said, there is a nasty mud pit soon after the wood runs out. That bridge is a little spongy. I've made it to Nissen Bight. As soon as you come down from the trail, a couple little storage lockers and a very nice outhouse. And a trail squirrel. I followed the squirrel so I could get some water. Apparently you have to go a bit more east. Yeah, I think it's the only spot for water for the next 7 kilometers or so. Oh, there's a trickle coming down over there. Little tight in here. I'm at the Nels Bight water source, and I figured, hey, here's a good spot to have a little rest. Not only a rest, a victory tea. My favorite tea. Pomegranate raspberry. Been saving this one for this moment. I guess I'm technically a kilometer away from the trail end, but I'll have a celebratory tea right now. Also, gonna have some of these delicious energy beans. Alright, I've got my tea boiled. Let's see if it's cold enough to drink. Oh, that's the perfect temperature. just below the melting point of your taste buds. Oh, almost too hot. That's how you know it's perfect. Worst thing about these guys is I could just eat them all day. But they're not meant to eat all day. A quarter cup has about 300 calories. So these are an excellent snack. You get the salted cashews, it's perfect. It stores your electrolytes. It makes them taste amazing. It's important to fill up water here since there won't be any fresh water until we reach our destination at Bight. This will be the good last source of water for a couple of days. Nissen Bight's beach starts off with large rocks and as we work our way westwards, turns into fine sand. This is a lovely place for a final night on the true North Coast Trail. It's possible to backpack here from the parking lot. Some people do that, and it can get busy here at times. If you want some extra peace and tranquility, the east side has your name on it. It's also closer to the water source. I just ran into a couple more park operators, and they were just putting a fresh coat of paint on the outhouse there. So yeah, this trail seems to get a decent amount of love, which is really good to see. I did it! Finished up the North Coast Trail, all 43 kilometers, and I'm on day 4. According to my All Trails app, I've done about 66 kilometers. Those are all little extra trips, going and getting water, and going back and forth, grabbing my camera gear that I left behind, and other little miscellaneous tasks. Normally I would lean up against this and kind of put my body weight into it, but there's still some fresh paint on there from the park operators. Looks like they're going on a bit of a painting spree, if you will. Looking at the sign here, got 6.2 kilometers before I can set up camp for tonight. Going to Bight, and then tomorrow we'll be heading to Cape Scott, checking out the lighthouse there. Feels great that I did it though. That was extremely challenging at some parts. Day 2 was almost insane. We have the cable car, which was fun, but doing it 3 ways, you know, your upper body starts to get a little tired. And then going up and down, essentially vertical route walls, that was another strenuous task. Going in and out of the coves and back into the forest, back into coves, climbing up more, not so crazy vertical route walls, but they were still pretty gnarly sometimes. So yeah, that was a crazy day. Well, I think it's time to go to Bight. As soon as you leave the North Coast Trail, you will notice a steep decline in difficulty. The rest of the journey to Bight will be mostly flat and quite easy. I've seen you are in bear country and you are in bear and cougar country, but this is the first time I've seen you are in wolf country. The trail to Bight is well maintained. There isn't anything to hop over or get in your way. This is a much more milder hike. During this time, I reflected upon my prior 3 days. I felt like a brand new person. My soul was completely refreshed. The remaining 4 days are going to be much more laid back, and it is something that I'm looking forward to. Bight, the most spectacular beach on this entire journey. There are countless places to camp along this bight. The possibilities are endless. I've made it to Bight. It was about a 14-kilometer journey from Laura Creek. And pretty much as soon as I got off the North Coast Trail, the difficulty just went straight down. It was a super nice and easy hike to get here, pretty much on flat ground the whole time. If not, I was in plank world, so it was pretty pretty easy. Had a couple uphills and downhills, but yeah, it was no Rudy adventure or ropey adventure. It was so much better. Just set up my tent not too long ago, and it was quite windy, so I was struggling a little bit to get the initial steps done. But once I got it pegged in the ground, it was as easy as pie. The sand here, the sand, we gotta talk about the sand. It is magical. It is spectacular. It is so soft, so plush. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like powder. It's almost like the texture of flour. And that could be a little bit of a bad thing too, because you know that means it's gonna be blowing in the wind and it's gonna get literally everywhere. So might be a bit of a sandy adventure the next couple days. And yeah, I'm set up here for 2 nights. So that'll be really nice to kind of just take it easy, relax. Tomorrow's gonna be a super easy adventure, so I'm super stoked for that. There's a fair amount of people camped here tonight on a Thursday night. Apparently this place gets a little bumping during the weekends, and I can see why. It's a extremely nice beach. Like, it's probably 3-4 kilometers long. It's almost like it was the same as Irony Creek there, just a big crescent. No giant rocks or anything, no tide pools, just really fine sand. We'll see what the adventures bring for tomorrow. But right now, I'm thirsty and I'm hungry, so let's go fill up some water. All this water seems to have a bit of a red tinge to it. It's just tannin, which comes from trees mostly. So might taste a little funky, but if you treat your water, or in my case, filter it, and then give it a boil, it'll be fine. Disregard what I just said. Past me had no idea what he was talking about. Tannin water destroyed my filter after the first press. Filter it with a cloth to get the chunks out, and then boil it. Don't make the same mistake I did. So these are both collected from the same river. Pretty clear water. Nice and clear. Filtered from my Grail GeoPress. Then we have the water source it came from. Look at that, it's like yellow. It's just tannin. I know if I just boil it, it's fine, but oh man, it doesn't look good, does it? So I'm gonna boil it for 5 minutes at least, and might taste a little funky, but that's all right. If I get sick tomorrow, I'll know why. Here we go. Just cooking some classic Ichiban right now. It is quite windy here. And then I set up a little tarp over here. Originally, I wanted to get it set up there, but there's a little stick that was down there, so I couldn't get it up. So I've lucked out so far on the weather, and who knows if it's gonna be nice tomorrow or not. So I just decided, hey, what the heck? Why not get that up right now? So if it does rain, at least I'm not gonna run into any trouble, and I can cook under there. Plus it's got like a nice little area too, a nice little windbreak. So I think I might cook in here going forward anyways. Well, that was another astonishing day. Finished up the North Coast Trail there. Did about 7 kilometers, made my way to the end of Nissen Bight. And it was a pretty good one. Only a couple of little tiny rope climbs and a little bit of a rooty adventure still. But yeah, it was pretty mild. And then as soon as that ended, yeah, it's been a lot easier now. It was pretty much just flat the whole way, and it was perfect. Yeah, I really do like this beach a lot.
It's huge, plenty of room for everyone. Park ranger cabin not too far away from here. It was a little overcasty earlier, but the sun decided to poke its head out for one last go. And it's been a very beautiful sunset. Another gorgeous day. So I hope tomorrow's just as nice. I'm gonna make my way up to the lighthouse and see what that's all about. If you look behind me, the tide seems like it's kind of getting close to my tent, doesn't it? It's a little concerning. Should be okay though. Tide only goes up for another hour or so. But tomorrow's tide is going to be even higher, and that one's at 11 o'clock. Hopefully I don't get swept away, or maybe I'll relocate. We'll see what happens. I'm feeling quite tired. My feet are quite pooched, even though it was a fairly easy day. It's just over 70 kilometers now. I think an extra hour rest will be nice today, so I'm going to do that. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a great night. See you next time. Bye for now.
Banana slug.